and welcome back to my little corner of the universe. In today's video, I am accompanied by my hedgehog here. Her name is Primrose, but we call her Prim. And I'm going to be talking about the top 5 things that I wish I knew before getting a hedgehog. So number 1 is I wish that I hadn't bought the store-bought sort of like crumpled up bits of like wood or sort of fluff for bedding. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm talking about, but you can like buy bags of bedding for her in her cage, and that is such a waste of money. I don't know how I can emphasize that enough. I wasted so much money on that bedding, and it was never as good as the kind I made my own. For the last year and a half, I've been using sort of cut up like fleece material and like towels and stuff, and I line her cage with that. There's way less dandruff and itching, which I'll get into in a minute, and it's way more eco-friendly. It costs like practically nothing because I just cut up like some shirts and sweaters I was going to donate anyway. I cannot emphasize enough how you have to cut up cloth and use cloth as bedding. It's way better for the environment, way better for your bank account, and honestly I feel like she likes it more too. Okay, so I didn't realize this at first, but I'm actually a little bit allergic to Prim. She does shed a little bit like on her belly, so she's scared right now. So hedgehogs have quills all over, and on their belly they actually have sort of fur. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. And on their belly they have this fur, and sometimes it sheds. Oh, and I'm allergic to it, which is such a bummer. So I can't really hold her by my face that much. And when she also gets dandruff, literally look how cute she is. Oh my gosh. She sometimes will get dandruff, and I'm allergic to that a little bit. It makes me just kind of sneezy. So to help that, I use some coconut oil when I give her a bath. Just put some on a toothbrush actually. Sometimes I'll heat it up in the microwave just a little bit to get a little runnier, and I'll just sort of brush that into her quills and into her fur, sometimes with my hands even, just to like moisturize her skin a little bit. And it's totally safe for them though, don't worry. Just to keep her a little bit more moisturized, and so she has less dandruff. Number 3 is that they make noise, like kind of a lot of noise too. At night, she runs on her wheel, which is absolutely essential that you have a wheel that is big enough too. I'll get into that in a minute. She runs on her wheel, and this is a little TMI, but she'll poop while she's on the wheel, and it'll rattle around the wheel too in the night. And I used to have her sleeping in my room, and it would wake me up in the night. So I would definitely recommend that you either have her in a room that you don't sleep in, or get like a little sound machine like white noise. I use sort of an air purifier was usually enough for me to sort of block some of that noise, and even earplugs worked really well for me too. So I just really wish that I had known how much noise that they make. It's pretty noisy, just sort of rattling, and even their nails when there's not poop in the wheel can make quite a lot of noise at night too. Okay, so it is absolutely essential that you get a wheel. Probably a lot of websites are going to say this for hedgehogs, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but you also need to have one that's big enough for them. So this is the size that I have for her now, and it seems like it's really big, but I got it at Petco or PetSmart, I don't know which one, and the size down was too small for her. Originally I got the size down, and she couldn't fit on it even when she was a baby. She's grown a little bit since I got her. She definitely could not fit on it now. So for the first couple weeks she wouldn't use the wheel, and she just ran around her cage, and I didn't really know what was happening. We were having some other issues with her at that point, which we all got figured out. But she would actually climb up the sides of her cages, here's that, in the night, and she would climb up it, and she could get out of her cage, which was shocking. Hedgehogs are like so incredible. They are very strong, which I did not know either. So I actually made a little lid for her cage out of just some poster board and duct tape, and I spray painted it blue so it would like match my room and stuff better. But that has worked very well. She doesn't need it anymore, but in the nights I put it on her, and sometimes when we go away in the day, I'll put it on her too, just to make sure that even if she gets really bored or for some reason her wheel stops working, that she won't climb out of her cage and injure herself. Okay, so the last thing I wish I knew before getting a hedgehog is that the little bottles that you get for them, like, you know, all sort of like little rodents, like hamsters and guinea pigs, have these like little bottles with sort of the spout and like the little bead at the end, like, you know what I'm talking about. But I got her a plastic one at first, and it was like really cute. It was blue, and it was great. But it actually got really hard to clean because you couldn't really get anything in there to like clean it out, because it's obviously very important that it stays clean because she's drinking out of it and you don't want it to grow any bad bacteria. And so one time I tried putting boiling water into it and it totally melted. Like, this bottle just crinkled up and melted. So I would definitely recommend that you get a glass one. I have a glass one now. It works really well. It's super easy to clean and sanitize. It works for her, and it's also a little bigger than the other one, so I feel better that she's always going to have a little bit more water. And the glass bottles are only like a couple dollars more than the plastic ones. They're so worth it. I would highly recommend you get a glass one. That concludes this video, all of the things I wish I knew before getting a hedgehog. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!